Hi, Joe Bolte, PFR Technician and Herbicide Specialist. Today, I am at our Henderson, Kentucky Herbicide Insight Day where we're doing all virtual videos this year. Behind me is our Liberty and glyphosate surfactant study. So the last couple of years, we've really kind of focused on honing Liberty and glyphosate and the tank mix combo. So we talk about the proper coverage. We talked about the proper spray tips. Well, now another thing we've all very familiar when it comes to Liberty and glyphosate is running a surfactant. So last year at Effingham, we actually looked at a surfactant study with Gly, Liberty and glyphosate tank mixes. And what we noticed was we didn't really see a whole lot of a crop response. And we thought, okay, well, maybe it's a temperature and humidity thing. Typically, if we have more AMS, if it gets hotter, it's more humid, we're going to see more crop response. So we moved it a little further south to our Henderson location where they have more hot and humid conditions just to see, do we see more crop response? So we went up to 9 pounds, which is an extreme rate. Typically with Liberty, we want to run between 1.5 pounds to 3 pounds of AMS. So that AMS is going to help that herbicide not get tied up in that hard water. So AMS is an important component to both Liberty and glyphosate. So we have a total of 9 pounds over there. And then we also have here 1.5 pounds. So the label says a pound, 1.5 to 3 pounds is their recommendation. So we have the lower end of Liberty's recommendation and then 3 pounds. So out here, a few days after application, when these apps were made, it was in the 80 degrees. So we didn't have that typical 90-degree hot, humid conditions where we maybe see a little bit more crop response. So far, we're not seeing a whole lot of burn. If our AMS rate gets too hot, that's when we can start to see a lot of burn. Maybe we'll see some flashing with the hotter AMS rate. Out here so far, we don't see that. Now, as far as weed control, do we get better weed control if we have more AMS? And the answer is yes. But with that, we typically can maybe have more crop response. So this is just Liberty and glyphosate. Though we didn't see a crop response, one thing that I can also add to is not just AMS, is what other things you have in the tank. If we think of an in-season residual, we talk a lot about in-season residuals and their benefits, but an in-season residual is also going to make that tank mix hotter. So if we already have a higher AMS load, we put maybe a tank mix partner in there, that's going to really heat it up. Another thing that keep in mind is maybe some of these foliar feeds. There's, some growers that like to put a foliar feed in their herbicide pass. All those type of products is going to make this response a lot hotter. So that's the thing to keep in mind. But once again, we want to manage Liberty and glyphosate like a Liberty system. We want to run 1.5 pounds to 3 pounds of AMS. We want good coverage. We want smaller droplets. So when it comes to AMS, treat the Gly tank mix just like you would with the Liberty system, since the Liberty is doing the heavy lifting for us. So with that, thank you for watching.